Good morning. Can you tell it's raining by my hair being like monstrous today? Woo! I've been sitting out on the patio this morning. It's been raining here since last night. Actually, kind of off and on yesterday afternoon and last night, and it is beautiful. It's so nice. We're getting those rain bands from that hurricane that happened down in Mexico, just south of us here. So anyway, it's glorious rain. There might be some flooding in some parts of the state though. So if you're in Arizona, please be safe. If there's water in a wash, do not cross it. The craziest things happen with these dry washes that we have all over here. We're in the desert, and so when we get these heavy rains, these washes fill up very, very fast, and it's a very dangerous situation because the water can be really swift. And, there could be a wall of water coming around a curve that you don't even see. If you get stuck in that wash, it's a very dangerous situation. And then you put everybody's lives at risk, not just your own and whoever's in your car, but any rescue workers that are trying to help you are in a very dangerous position as well. So that's the rule here in Arizona. If there's standing water in a wash area, stay the hell out of it, right? I think they started fining people a while back for doing those things. It's part of the stupid motorist law. That law could encompass so much. Oh my gosh, I had an irate driver yesterday driving home that we got into slow traffic, and what do you do when you're in slow traffic? Both lanes are running slow. You can only go as fast as you can. Well, he swerved over in the other lane and swerved back. I had to slam on my brakes because he decided he wanted back in that lane. He didn't go anywhere. We both hit the same junction, 50 miles down the road at the same time. So what an idiot. But I did have to slam on my brakes for him. I laid on my horn and I told him he was number one. So that was my moment yesterday driving home. I had another car too, that oncoming traffic on a 2-lane road, that space between Sedona before you hit the I-17, and he was passing. So I had to slow way down and pull over to the side of the road because it would have been a head-on. So my angels were definitely protecting me yesterday, and I'm very thankful for that. So always an adventure. Always an adventure. So yesterday, after I got back to the valley, I came back kind of early. I met with Terry Ann, and we had just some great friend time. And, she's just one of those people that I can discuss really weird shit with. I really appreciate that. And we had a great time. Went and had a little breakfast and relaxed and just sat and talked really all morning. We didn't get to go to the stupa because it was kind of wet out, and I know it would be kind of muddy up there and probably not much fun. So of course, I never wear anything but Birkenstocks, and so I didn't have any other shoes. I should have planned a little bit better. I could have taken some boots or something. Nah, not boots, but something, shoes with toes maybe. Might have been better for that. But anyway, it was absolutely perfect the way it was. We had a great discussion, and it's just that sharing of energy with somebody that is kind of on your same path. It's so empowering, and it's such a blessing. I'm really, really blessed to have such a beautiful friend in my life, and I will not take that for granted ever. Keep your friends close, and the ones who are on the same path, the ones who cheer for you, the ones who cry with you. Those are the true friends. Not the ones that are talking behind your back, and you all know who they are. I know who they are. We know those things intuitively, and listen to that and be careful. Just be careful. I'm sorry I even have to say that, but I think I do, you have to really use discernment anymore, unfortunately. But yesterday when I got back to my mom's house, I was like really feeling like I was getting sick. I felt like my lymph nodes were kind of swollen. My throat was a little bit sore. I was really achy and feeling super, super tired. And I just didn't feel very good. And a friend of mine, a lady I've met through Ocotillo Friends and through the Chamber of Commerce, just opened her own place down here on Higley Road in Gilbert at Higley and Ray over kind of by Agritopia, right off the 202. And it's called Healthy Tomorrows. Her name is Megan Spears, and she does functional medicine. She's a nurse. And I went and got a vitamin infusion. It's like an IV, and I did the immunity one, which has like vitamin C, B complex, B5, B6, selenium, magnesium, calcium. I don't remember what else. But it takes about an hour. It's like a whole IV bag that is on a drip. And she has them for different things. So, you know, if you're just run down or just feeling tired or whatever, I would highly recommend it. Last night, I drank a ton of water. I bet I drank, oh my gosh, I bet I drank at least 3/4 of a gallon of water just last night after this. I finished there around 4:30 or so. And just really flushed out my system. And went to bed kind of early, about 10. Got a pretty decent night's sleep. And today I feel like a new woman. My aches are gone. My throat feels fine. My head feels clear. And it's amazing. And she doesn't take insurance, but if you have like a flex spending account or an HSA, health savings account, you can pay with those. I just reimburse myself from my health savings account for this stuff. And fantastic. So Healthy Tomorrows is the name of it. And I'll be happy to share the information with you. So thank you, Megan. Oh my gosh, I feel like a new woman. Feels so much better. Today's chapter from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo is called The Red Kingdom. I've never felt a pain that didn't bear a blessing. Knudson Hoffman. Isn't that true? I've never felt a pain that didn't bear a blessing. That's why we call them lessons. Lessons that are blessings. You know, they may be painful at the time. We're wondering, why the hell am I going through this? And after the fact, we recognize the gift that was given, the lesson that came from it. I know this to be true. From broken marriages, to losing a rib to cancer, to being laid off after 18 years of teaching, there has always been a gift waiting once the ache and fear and grief have settled. To be clear, it is not the disease or injustice that is a blessing, though I am grateful for how my life has forever changed for experiencing cancer. I would never wish cancer on anyone. But as cries are absorbed into silence, as the sun always rises just when the night seems like it will never end, as the sky holds everything flying and everything falling, there is something indestructible at the center of each of us. Though the pain of being transformed and rearranged while still alive often feels unbearable. Even as a boy, I cut my finger open with an X-Acto knife. I still carry the scar, and after crying and stomping around, I marveled to see the Red Kingdom within for the very first time. It's just so true, so true. Oh, I love that, how he describes as cries are absorbed into silence. You know, at least me, I shouldn't say we, because maybe you don't experience these things. I think probably you do. When we go through something really painful, and you know, it can be the loss of a relationship, loss of a job, loss of a loved one, loss of a pet. When it's so painful and we cry and we cry and we cry and we think, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to stop crying. How can I still have any tears left in me? I should have lost 20 pounds in tears by now, right? And you just feel like that day is never going to come when you can stop crying, when you don't start crying at just any little thing that even remotely reminds you of that event, whatever it was that was happening. And then finally comes that point where those cries are absorbed by the silence, and there's just silence. And it's almost like kind of being in limbo for a little bit, just being there with the silence, with the pain, but it's like it's in the process of being transmuted into something else. And, I talked last week about the lady at the YMCA prayer breakfast that was talking about being in the hospital after a stroke. And, at that point in her life, all that mattered was watching the little heartbeat display, on the machine to make sure it was still going like this. Because she knew if it went like this, she was in real trouble, right? And she related it to how our lives should be. Our lives are like this. And we think we want them to be like this. But when they're like this, we're not really living. I suppose we can be in between here and there. But our greatest lessons that come are from the peaks and the valleys, right? And we all have peaks and valleys. And even if you have a very perfect life, you're going to have peaks and valleys. Because at some point you are going to lose somebody you love. You are going to experience some kind of heartbreak or trauma. And, just when you're in the throes of them, it's very, very difficult to be thankful for them. But there does come that time when the cries are absorbed into the silence that we can start to see the blessing in them. And I think it helps getting through those times when you know that point is coming, that day is coming, that there is reason to hope, because there is a stop point in this. It's not going to go on forever. At least that helps me. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'm going to enjoy this rain. I think my AC is going to get fixed today, if they show up. He kind of said, weather pending. I haven't seen the news yet, so I don't know if there's any flooding out on the other side of the valley or what's going on. But if they get there, I think it's going to get fixed today. Still got some things I'm going to argue because I'm not happy about a couple of things. But, I think I might have AC. I might be back in my house tonight. Please God, please God. Not that it hasn't been wonderful staying here at Mom's. It's time to get out of her hair. It's time to go home and get back into a normal groove of life, right? It's been really strange month, just a strange month, and crazy energies. And I'm knowing it's all exactly perfect. There's a reason that this was all supposed to happen. And there's a reason that I was supposed to be here staying with my mom and having this time together. So I'm thankful for it. And yes, it's an inconvenience. Yes, I have lost some income, not being able to do my work, my sessions, which, I hate for that to happen, but there was a reason. And I just have to trust in that. I have to trust that all the time. So have a wonderful day. Happy, Tuesday? And I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye. I love you guys.